Now I got it. Okay, guys. Casey, you guys know him as KCS Games. Uh, he ended up sending me the new Monarch support, and when he sent this to me, I thought, oh my gosh, I can't believe that this is this good. That's all I kept thinking as I was reading through the cards. Finally, I was reading them to Matthew Casey, and he was
Mhm.
getting as hype as I was when it was being shared with him. And I thought, oh my gosh, it has to be really good if I'm getting Matthew this hype. For those of you who don't know, I am a huge Monarch player. My first local that I took was with a Monarch deck. I was super excited. I've been very competitive in other locals that I've played Monarchs in. I feel like I know this deck extremely well. It's super fun, super old school like Yu-Gi-Oh, which I am all about. And the guest that I have with me, Casey here. Casey, you topped with this at a national. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And what
Yep.
was your placing?
Top 64.
Top
It was just
64.
top. Yeah, top cut.
That is amazing. So, for those of you who are questioning if I've got the right guest with me, this is the right guest. Okay, so without a doubt, this is the man. Because he understands Monarchs much better than I do, and to have that kind of finish at a national, where Casey, how many players were there that year? Two, oh, plus
Uh,
2,000.
yeah, over 2,000 for sure. On
Jeez.
top of that, I won 7 mirror matches.
Oh my goodness. So yeah, so he
So
gets it. Let's get straight into it because it's just that good, guys. Okay, so
yeah.
the first card here, Yugioh the Underworld Monarch. It's a level 6 dark spellcaster effect monster. Attack is 2400, defense 1000. I love that it's just 6. You can only use the first, second, and third effect of this card's name each once per turn. 1. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can add one Monarch spell or trap or one monster with 2800 attack or 1000 defense from your deck or graveyard to your hand. This is return but better to me, everybody. Okay, number
yeah.
two, you can declare one attribute. One face up monster on the field becomes that attribute, and I'm sure that has practical uses. And then number three, if you tribute summon a monster with 2400 or more attack with 1000 defense while this card is in your graveyard, you can either add it back to your hand or special summon it. Casey, how good is this card?
So in terms of just looking at this card without the other cards,
Mm-hmm.
I would say it's about 2/3 of the way of what we need.
Mm-hmm.
But without spoiling anything, some of the cards coming up breaks this card.
Oh, absolutely. That's all I kept thinking about as I was looking at the other support. I thought, oh my gosh, I love that it's a return in a card, which I think is really
it
cool, and that you get
is.
to add a Monarch spell or trap, which is amazing in itself as well, allowing you to search so easily rather than just having to do Panthesium's effect. I feel this just gives you so many more tools.
I would like to also state that this enables an OTK
Oh my gosh.
because if you tribute for ether, ether can summon either another ether.
Oh,
Just you
that's
just need to
right.
summon a monarch.
Oh my
You just need to
gosh.
summon a monarch with 2,800. So ether, Erebus, so there's 5,600, and then this guy can just poop himself back onto the board, and there's your other 24.
Oh
So
my
if you get an
gosh.
open board, that's 8K.
That's just so good. Going to
Yep,
the next card here. Okay, so this is the new Squire. So
broken.
Tessera the Prime Squire. And for those of you who don't know, there's two other main Squires, which we'll get to in just a second. So this is a level 1, and I love that it's a warrior effect. So yes,
Yes.
you can go ahead and use reinforcement of the army on this bad boy. You've got an attack of 800, defense is 1000. You can only use the first, second, and third effect of this card's name each once per turn. 1. You can reveal one Monarch spell or trap in your hand. Special summon this card from the hand. That is so huge. I cannot
Mm-hmm.
express enough how huge that first effect is, Stream. I love it for Monarchs. All right, number two. During your main phase, you can immediately after this effect resolves tribute summon one monster. And then the third one, if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can special summon one monster with 800 attack, 1000 defense from your deck. Also, you cannot special summon from the extra deck from the rest of this turn, but you don't care because you're more than likely getting out those two. Okay, so because you get Edia out, the Heavenly
Uh-huh.
Squire, and then that automatically leads to Edios, the Underworld Squire, which gives you an additional normal summon. Casey, how good is this card?
That is definitely the card they needed. Yeah, this card fixes a lot of silly plays. There's even believe it or not, there's actually some extra deck Monarch shenanigans you can do with this, even though it has an ability that says you can't special summon from the extra deck for the rest of the turn. That was the build I played at Nationals was extra deck Monarchs.
Oh,
So
wow. Oh, wow.
I can tell right now, like you could just link this guy off since he's level one. I mean, we don't have Link Rebo anymore, but relinquish Anima. I don't
Yeah,
know, just
yeah.
something, right? You link it off, and then you get a special summon Idea and Eidos,
Oh,
and then
oh,
double sack, and like it can just get everything going for you, and you can do it without your normal summon
oh my gosh. Think about that,
because
Stream. Think about that.
yeah, and so if you're, I mean, granted, you're going to be locked out of the extra deck, so you have to do things a little bit more trickier than you would have back in the day. But I mean, it's still, yeah, it's crazy. But that's just my theories, right?
Well,
So
I
for
love
the
it
regular
because
domain,
yeah,
yeah,
this is so good because okay, so let's say you are playing domain, right? What if you
yeah,
run just a one of with your link monster because then you don't have anything left in that extra deck. So you could
yeah, it's just
still
not
make this
guaranteed.
work. Yeah.
But yeah,
Oh my gosh. Oh my
um,
gosh.
also, Tim, you'll notice that you can discard this card from your
Yes.
hand for any any effect, whatever, and you can also foolish burial it.
Oh my gosh. Extreme.
So
Look at what this can do. There are so many things that I am thinking about that now Casey has brought to my mind. I I can't wait to experiment with this. I
oh
mean, there's
yeah,
so much that I'm thinking about. Speaking of experimentation, I wanted to take a look here at this next one. I mean, this is just so interesting to me. Just these other cards. So now
well this
this,
card's broken.
oh yeah. So scheme of the monarchs. Wow, guys. It says you can only use the second effect of this card's name once per turn. So notice that the first one says send one monarch spell or trap from your deck to the graveyard, except for scheme of the monarchs. And so Casey, that first effect is not a hard once per turn.
Correct.
Oh wow. Okay.
It's
If
a
this
foolish burial goods.
Oh my goodness. If this card becomes banished, this is the experimenting part I wanted to talk about, Stream. You can target one face up monster your opponent controls, add one monster with 2400 attack or 1000 defense with the same attribute from your deck or graveyard to your hand. Then, immediately after this effect resolves, you can normal summon one Zaborg the Thunder Monarch, Mobius the Frost Monarch, Thalesios the Fire Monarch, Grandmarg the Rock Monarch, Raza the Storm Monarch, or Caius the Shadow Monarch. So Casey, my first thought was with this was is that if this is in the grave, and you decide to go ahead and banish it through a certain effect that you
Mm,
have in this monarch build, because there's ways to banish stuff in order to get cards
yes.
out, that you could get the card to your hand and then immediately have some sort of interruption on your opponent's turn. Is that the
Oh yeah.
design? Okay, that
No, there's even more, right? So our new friend, if you can go back to the first slide,
I sure can.
our new friend definitely states that you have to or well you can make one of your where is it? Declare one attribute, one face-up monster on the field becomes that attribute. You can
Yes.
target your opponent's monsters.
My gosh.
Actually, it doesn't target the way it's worded.
Oh
So
my
yeah,
gosh. Oh my
so
gosh.
so what you do is you can turn it into whatever you want, and then with on playing on your opponent's turn, you want to make things dark. You can search Caius and then
Oh.
tribute summon for Caius immediately.
It's amazing. Amazing.
So I do think Caius and Ryza will probably see play
Oh
as a one
yeah.
of
A-
in the deck.
absolutely.
Um, yeah, the ratios are going to be a little wonky at start, especially for
Mhm.
domain. But I
Mhm.
think as we get more time to play with them, we'll get it straightened out.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Cuz my thinking was when I first looked at this card is there are multiple ways that you can banish it. That was my
Yeah,
thinking. And
yeah.
so
So
yeah, so I was thinking of the Prime Monarch especially
yes,
that you can banish one other
yep.
Monarch spell or trap from your graveyard, and that's during either player's turn that you can
Hmm.
do this. And so my thinking is that leads to the interruption that you're looking for, so that then you can go and get a card that you need to do the shenanigans that you might want to do. I especially a way to pop a card. Like
Hmm.
you, I was thinking Caius or Raza. Those were the two I was
Yep.
thinking of immediately that you would be able to use on your turn. Um, do you think Zaborg, because of its pop ability, it does get some play, or are we just going to see Raza and Caius the most there?
Yeah, it'll probably just be Ryza and Caius. I'm still debating if you play Kuros. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that. Oh my gosh, for the draw
Yeah,
ability alone. Oh my goodness.
yeah.
Oh,
So there's a lot here.
there's so much looking at this stream because there's just so many interactions that you get off of this. Because when I was first looking at this too, you get another normal summon off of this card. So even if I got rid of Panthesium, right? Hang on, because you can banish that. Oh wait, no, that's a different type of banish. But this gives you an additional normal summon, and that normal summon doesn't take up your regular summon because of the way this card reads, correct?
Correct. Also, I don't think you have this card pulled up, but there is another Monarch. Um, it was a gold promo, or well, it was out of not a promo, but it was a gold card. I can't think of his name.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about. It's a dark attribute.
Yeah, when he's summoned, you banish a spell from your discard, or from your graveyard, and then you add another copy of that spell.
Oh my goodness. So it's going to see big play. I know
So
exactly
yeah,
which card you're thinking of. I might have to pull that up here in a bit for you, stream. It's not a card that has not seen a lot of play. You might want to
no,
pick those up now, stream. I have a
yeah, it's
copy of
just
that, but oh boy.
yeah, it's just a one of for sure. Like it wouldn't be anything more, but it's something that you could theoretically combo with a lot of cards.
Yes.
So
Oh wow. Wow. Oh. The uses here. All right. Now the next one, Rebellion of the Monarchs. It's a normal spell. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. One, discard one card. You cannot special summon from the extra deck for the rest of this turn. Also, reveal three monsters with 800 or 2400 or more attack with 1000 defense from your deck. Your opponent chooses one for you to add to your hand. And I love this effect stream. Send the rest to the graveyard. Oh
yep.
my goodness. And then the second one, you can banish this card from your graveyard and special summon one monster with 800 attack or 1000 defense from your hand. Oh, Casey. Oh my goodness. So what interactions are you picturing with this one?
All right. So you show the new guy, the
Mm-hmm.
800 and 1,000, the new squire.
Yes.
You you show Erebus and you show Ether.
Mm-hmm.
If they give you the squire, you use Erebus's effect in the discard, or in sorry, I've been playing Pokemon.
You're fine.
It's anyway. In the graveyard, you use Erebus's ability, pitch a Speller Trap Monarch card from your hand, and you add back a Monarch stat card from your discard to your hand. So you add back the Ether.
Yeah, yeah.
So like you can combo it that way too. And then obviously the banishing, you could just summon the dude that you just added. So you could also just go with Ether, or not Ether, Idea, excuse me,
Yeah.
off that reveal as well. And keep in mind, if Idea goes to the discard, or yep, sorry, if Idea goes to the graveyard, she gets you back a banished spell or trap that has
Yeah.
Monarch in the
Oh
name.
my gosh, I forgot about that. That's right. Oh wow.
Lots of recycling.
And I love decks that recycle. I'm a
Yep.
huge fan of that, where it's like your resources just keep going. And I already felt I was really grindy with Monarchs to begin with. I remember tournaments that would last. I'd be the one causing time issues. That's why they had the time limits probably involved as players like me, where we would go the full 40 minutes or more easily. And it's because of how well you can use your graveyard with Monarchs. This just makes it better. Oh my goodness gracious. Wow.
So something we have to dance around, since a lot of our main engine is now light and dark, it'll be the Bystials.
Yeah.
So we have to, figure that out. The good news is that the Bystial that sends a monster, I believe it has to be a special summon monster, right?
Hang
So
on. Which
you
one
could,
again?
it's not Magnuma, it's the other one. I can't think. Druisworm.
Okay. Okay.
Um, I believe it has to send a special summon monster. I'm not 1,000 on it, but
Okay.
it's been a while since I played some Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah.
But so if they're using that one, we can at least tribute over it, and they can't send anything.
Yeah.
So there's at least that. Some interesting, well, a card for sure that is interesting that came out is that it would be really bad in a mirror match, but it's the Soul Exchange
Oh,
that
yeah.
allows you to tribute your opponent's
monster, right?
Yeah, so it's the mass Soul Exchange, so you can tribute two of theirs for one of the big monarchs.
Oh my
So
gosh.
that's kind of cool too.
Yes, it is.
I was thinking about that for an OTK push, because if you contribute over basically their only monsters, then you can go Ether summon Erebus, and then if you had the guy from the very beginning in your discard, then he can come back out, and that's the 8K.
Wow. Wow. Oh, stream. The amount of potential with this deck, I'm telling you.
For sure.
It's going to see play, in my opinion. It's definitely
Well, yeah.
see play.
It's so funny that they decided to do this, because years ago they pushed Monarchs first. They gave us Monarchs as like a structure deck, and that's where Domain and everything came out, as you remember.
Oh yeah.
And then they pushed Blue Eyes, and now in this year they did it vice versa.
Yeah,
they gave us a Blue Eyes structure, and then
as soon as you sent that information to me this morning, I thought, oh my gosh, here they just gave us this awesome Blue Eyes support, and I was telling my kids it's like 2017 all over again, and now all of a sudden they're bringing Domain stuff. My son Matthew, he was instantly like, wow, just seems like they're upgrading older decks that people really enjoyed playing. And I thought, you know what, it makes sense. 2016 to 2017 were probably my favorite years of Yu-Gi-Oh. In terms of
some great Yu-Gi-Oh
play. It was very good Yu-Gi-Oh those years. And it was nice to see Blue Eyes for a very small window there actually have some time in the spotlight. But oh man, I'm just thrilled with this. And now getting to the trap, this is bonkers. Accumulation of the Monarchs, bonkers, guys. It is a continuous trap. If your opponent special summons a monster or monsters, and you control a tribute summoned monster, you can banish one Monarch spell or trap from your graveyard. There it is, guys. There's that banishing effect we talked about earlier. then activate one of these effects, but you can only use each effect of this card's name once per turn. Oh my gosh, look at this. Destroy one monster on the field. Destroy up to 2 spells or traps on
That's
the field.
Zaborg.
Oh
The
no,
next
I
one
know.
is Mobius.
I have
Yeah.
all that. Look at this, guys. It's literally all the monarchs. They're all in one card. I mean, this is amazing. That's why I love the name of it. So again,
Mm-hmm.
destroy one monster on the field, which is a Borg. Then destroy up to 2 spell or traps on the field. Discard one random card from your opponent's hand. Destroy one set card. Place one card on the field on top of the deck, and then banish one card from the field. I told Matthew they're all here. It's all the monarchs beautifully in one card. And so I was looking at this going, my gosh, I can't believe what I'm seeing here. And so, Casey, explain what you're thinking with this. Like, how good do you
Well,
think this is going to be?
okay, realistically, we probably most most decks nowadays when they play a card like this, it's probably just a one of.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, we have super searchability, right?
Yes.
The problem is, I don't know if we play more because of pantheism,
Oh,
being able to reveal
absolutely.
it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tenacity is going to be huge, right?
Yep.
Because that's just an instant card you can banish later, and it doesn't matter. And Adia can get anything that you banish back.
Wow.
So, I mean, that it's it's definitely going to be played. I have no idea on the quantity.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. I,
I'd like to know more about the format we're going to play
that's
to
what
be
I
able to
keep
know.
wondering as I look at this. I just keep thinking to myself, there are so many possibilities. As you guys know from the stream, I have been out of the loop for a while with how busy my life has gotten. But this gets me extremely excited to play again. This archetype with these support cards like this. And Casey, my first thought was, well, you can search it. It's a one of. It's a great going first card because you set up your board. You have this face down. It's more interruption if you need to have it. And then I thought, but what if it gets popped? Would it come in later on? Um, is there a way to
So,
get the banished cards back, which is through Edia,
yeah,
right? So
yeah, idiot.
so
So,
I could see it being a one of because you could get it back
mhm.
if it gets popped. I mean, so
Yes, because you can prime Monarch it away and then add it back with Adia.
oh my goodness, it's so good,
Uh-huh.
guys. It's so good. Okay, I'm so excited. All right, so Casey, the only support card that I've seen, uh, or wait, there's a few. So the Squire mentions that you cannot special summon from the extra deck for the rest of this turn, which is again why I
Right.
was thinking of like you, we go a link one somehow to just get it into
Mhm.
the grave so it can start doing its shenanigans. And then I think there was a spell that did the same thing. Oh, maybe not. I think that's the only restriction on the new support.
No, the spell does it.
One of the spells does which one? Oh, there it
But
is.
yeah,
Yeah, I see it. Rebellion. Okay. And then did the other one? No, I don't see the other one doing it.
yeah, the other one didn't have it.
Yeah. So, but either way, what are you anticipating? Do you think people are going to try some extra deck stuff with this build? Are they going to go more domain like? What is your
I don't know.
thinking?
I mean, IP Masquerada is always a thing you can do into like SP. I
Yeah.
mean,
Oh yeah. Oh gosh. Think about that.
those
Oh
are
stream.
those are some things you can set up. Uh,
Oh
I
wow.
mean, Link. I'm not thinking like Xyz or
No.
Synchroing,
Mm-mm.
obviously,
Yep. Me
and
either.
no fusions. It's all just links,
That's what I
and
feel.
I
Yep.
mean, it would be like a toolbox kind of thing. I don't know if the deck would need it. That's the catch. But
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
yeah, I mean, exactly. Whoever just commented that. I mean, Domain Monarchs seems like it should be the play, especially with Ryziel. I mean, there's dumb gamers.
Yeah. Yeah.
um, yeah, so with Ryziel being basically Zodiac 2.0, I don't know if
Yeah.
you know what Ryziel cards are. I did a little bit of research to know. like if these cards are even going to be relevant. And it really does seem like it could be. Number one thing that makes me want to play Heroes
Mm-hmm.
is because if decks like Monarchs are in the format, Droll and Lockbird's going to be in the format.
Yeah.
There's going to be, and so Droll, being able to Kuros under Droll is one of my favorite things always.
Oh
Just because
yeah.
Kuros makes you have to draw.
It's an automatic.
Well, it
Yes.
doesn't make you have to draw. Droll prevents the drawing, so you just go ahead and pop two of their cards.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome.
So,
Absolutely. And that's great because they don't get the draw effect. Exactly. Oh
right.
wow. No, that makes complete sense to me. How meta base do you think this could be? Is this rogue? Is are you seeing this like a tier two? Like what would you predict based
So
on
I
what
know
you
nothing
know?
else of the set that they come out in.
Okay.
So it really just depends. I hope these are not the main focus of the set because if they are, then they're going to be expensive.
Yeah, I don't
Um,
want that. I don't want
which
that. I'm a
yeah,
budget guy,
which
stream.
is right. It definitely makes sense as to why all the original Monarchs got QCRs.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
they were definitely planning that. So cool.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. I like I said, I need to see more. I think if we just insert Monarchs into the current format, yeah, it'd be a really good top contender. I think,
mm-hmm,
just
mm-hmm.
because of what I've seen from the current format.
Absolutely.
Um, but I mean, there's perks, right? So as you mentioned, you don't need return the way this is set up.
Yeah,
Return of
yeah.
the Monarchs probably just gets cut.
Absolutely.
If anything, it might be a one of.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not playable, right? So there's a continuous card that's gone. Then
Right.
you have Domain. So if you scratch Domain completely, you can play the Mulch Armies because you're
Oh
never having
yeah.
anything on board. And then
Yeah.
check this out, Tim. You can do a play where you Stormforth Ether their card away with like a prime or something, whatever. Just
Yeah.
just ignoring any of the new stuff, right? Just
Yeah.
old school stuff. You could do that play. It's a play I used to do to avoid. I forget what the card was, but it was in the mirror. So it was to avoid Stormforth. Uh,
Yes.
so what you do is you Stormforth them, you Ether summon out a Kuros, and Kuros pops itself and Ether, so you don't have a board.
Oh
And so
wow.
now they
They
can't hit
can't
you
do
with
what
the
they want to
Stormforth.
do. Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
going to be a play for the mirror match. But then that means you can play the Molcharmies or whatever they're called. I think that's the name.
Yeah, I think I know
Uh,
what you're talking about. Yes.
but that allows you. I mean, yes, they're very expensive cards, but I think they're getting reprints before
Mm-hmm.
nationals, is what I
Mm-hmm.
was told. Um, so hopefully they're cheaper. Anyway, the point with that is, you're going to be able to play the powerful cards like that. There's also I forget what it's called, but it's a trap. It's very expensive. It's when I say very expensive for us.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I forget what it is. It reminded me of Imperm, but
Oh,
it's
okay.
stronger.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And you can play it because we play lights. And I think there's something I
Oh,
have to look it
okay.
up.
Okay, I'd have to remember
Anyone
what
in
it
chat
is.
know?
Yeah.
Gamers, do you know that card? What I'm talking about? I haven't kept up. I'm
No,
sorry.
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I can't think of the name of it to save my life though.
Uh, Looking it up quick.
Oh, it's so good, guys.
Yeah,
It's
if you can do
so
that.
good. Oh my gosh.
Your video buffered.
Oh, sorry.
It's a trap that you can play like Imperm, um, and it does something. I know Blue Eyes can play it because they play lights, so I don't
Mm-hmm.
know if it has something to do with locking you into lights or if it's because you have a light. I don't know. But it's like dominance or something like that. I don't know what its name is. Um, it came out a set or two ago. That's what I'm trying to look at right now.
That's okay. And stream, like I said, I've been out of the loop for a while with my coaching, teaching, and pastoring. Uh, there's been very little time for me to do Yu-Gi-Oh like I used to, but this is exciting. Very, very exciting to see
Oh yeah.
this kind of support coming out for an archetype that so many people enjoyed. Uh, I, I think on the selling side, when Domain came out, there's some sets that they were hoping were going to sell better, but people played so much of the structure deck. I'm not sure what that did selling wise, but boy, was it fun competitively. Everyone I went to at locals was playing some form of Monarchs for the most part, and I didn't mind the mirror match. It really did not bother me. I had a blast playing it, and it made for some really fun back and forth dueling.
Okay, the card yeah, it's good, but it's bad for us. Never mind.
Oh,
It does
okay. So
shut
it's
us.
not good.
It shuts
Okay.
us out of. It shuts us out of dark.
Oh, we can't
Unfortunate.
have that. Yeah, that won't work.
Yep.
Yeah. I
All
mean,
right. But yeah,
yeah.
let me just tell you what it is. It's Dominus Purge.
There it is.
It
Yep.
says, yeah, if your opponent controls a card, you can activate this card from your hand, and then when a card or an effect is activated, that includes an effect that adds a card or cards from the deck to the hand, negate that effect. Then, if you have a trap in your graveyard, destroy that card.
Oh my
And
gosh.
if you activated this card from your hand, you cannot activate the effects of dark, water, or and fire monsters for the rest of the duel.
Oh
So
wow.
that's
Yeah, that kills us. Yeah, that kills us.
um.
I like the
There's
thinking.
another one though. Yeah, there's another one. Dominus Impulse.
Mm-hmm.
I does that lock you out of light? Yeah, light earth wind. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's we can't play those unfortunately,
No,
but
and
that's okay.
that's okay. This will still be good.
Oh yeah,
So,
yeah, for sure, sure.
this is still going to be very, very fun to play. I can't wait until they get these into simulators early so I can start messing around with them. Uh, Boy, is this going to change the landscape? I am just so excited. So, Casey, I can't thank you enough, man. This was fun, especially to
No
go through
problem.
these new cards, to let people know that are Monarch players. Hey, there's some great support coming. Hopefully, like you said, this is not going to be crazy expensive. I know that's one of my primary concerns. If this is like $5 or less per card, I'm fine with that. That would be
Right.
fine for
Yeah.
me, because this is going to be fun to mess around with, and I'm going to be coming after you for your first build. So,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, we'll see. I still just to do you mind if I give people a little bit of an update of what I'm doing
oh
or
no,
no?
that's fine. You go right ahead.
Okay. So yeah, I am uh I'm part of a team for Pokemon TCG,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be traveling to regionals and competing for cash prizes. So that is my main focus. If I can make it to nationals, I'll probably hop in and do a last chance qualifier to see what I'm going to do. And if I make it into nationals, then obviously I'm playing. But if I do any of that, it will be because I have the money to buy this deck.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I literally was telling people uh, from the community around me that if the only way I'd come back to Yu-Gi-Oh is if Monarchs existed, like if it was a thing, and I did fairly well with it. My only real loss was Mermail
Mm-hmm.
when I played
Mm-hmm.
in a box tournament for fun the other day.
Yeah, and that was what, a
Uh,
few weeks ago that you did that, right?
it yeah, roughly a month and a half ago now, but
And
yeah,
that's just traditional Monarchs, guys. I mean, think about that
yeah,
for a second. Think about
it
that.
was pretty much a 2017 build.
And
Yeah,
he was
it
able to
is.
rock it. I'm telling you. I think in your hands, Casey, this deck is going to be deadly with this support.
Well,
And like I said, I'll be after you, of course, after you've had a chance to play your deck, because I don't want people to know about it early. But guys,
right,
if you've seen some of the other builds I've done, the Royal Monarchs was Casey. So that deck profile that many of you have enjoyed, that came from this man. And then I tweaked it with an Eldritch engine that I really ended up enjoying.
yeah.
It was super fun. I really enjoyed playing that engine with the Royal Monarch engine. It was very fun. So I can't wait to see what he does with it. I think it's just going to be amazing. So again, man, it was really nice to hop on here and talk with you because it has been a hot minute since we've done that.
Yeah, and I don't know if he'll watch the stream or not, or see a video about this, but huge shout out to Jeremy
Mm-hmm.
McBride. He's the one that sent me the link and told me about these and kind of got me hyped up, and that's what got you hyped up.
Oh,
So
absolutely. Jeremy,
came from
thanks,
him
man.
first. Yeah.
So, but guys, that's going to do it for us. We hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit that like button and subscribe because I'm telling you right now, I will have content coming for this at some point. So
Let's go.
it's definitely coming. So, again, we appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you next time.